Welcome back to Prince Bike Update, your trusted place for all things two wheels. Today, we're diving deep into a machine that's been a go-to name for adventure riders for decades, the legendary Kawasaki KLR650. The 2025 edition has landed, and Kawasaki has made some subtle yet smart updates that make this bike even more versatile, durable, and ready for the long haul. If you're someone who loves adventure touring, off-road exploration, or just wants a reliable commuter that can handle whatever the road throws your way, the 2025 KLR650 might just be what you're looking for. So, let's get into everything that makes this year's KLR bike worth knowing, from performance and features to design, pricing, and why it's still a top pick for budget-conscious riders who demand reliability. First, let's talk about the engine. The heart of the KLR650 is the same tried-and-tested 652cc, single-cylinder, liquid-cooled, Dock 4-stroke engine that's been refined over decades. For 2025, the engine remains fuel-injected, a welcome upgrade from the carbureted models of the past, and it continues to deliver strong low-end torque, smooth throttle response, and more predictable power delivery. It's not the bike that will blow your mind with acceleration, but it's dependable and rugged, with enough grunt to handle highways, trails, and everything in between. The engine puts out around 40 horsepower and just over 39 Nm of torque, which might not seem like a lot on paper, but it's more than enough to get you up to speed, climb steep trails, and cruise comfortably at 100 km/h. What makes the KLR special is how it delivers that power with linearity and calm confidence. It doesn't rush, it endures. Moving on to the transmission, we've got a 5-speed gearbox, which some riders may find limiting, especially on the highway. Many would love a 6th gear, but the 5-speed is geared tall enough that it can still cruise without screaming. The clutch is smooth, and shifting is consistent, even under heavier loads. Now let's get into what makes the KLR650 such a great adventure tourer. Its chassis and suspension. The bike uses a semi-double cradle frame that's designed for stability and durability. With a curb weight of around 210 kilograms, it's not exactly light, but the weight is balanced low, which helps with control and confidence, especially when riding with luggage. The front suspension uses a 41mm telescopic fork with 200mm of travel, while the rear is equipped with a unitrack monoshock system offering 185mm of travel and preload adjustability. It's not high-end suspension by any means, but it's capable and comfortable, whether you're riding solo, with a passenger, or fully loaded for a weekend trip. Off-road, it absorbs rocks, dips, and dirt trails without trauma. On road, it's plush enough to handle potholes and rough patches comfortably. When it comes to brakes, the 2025 KLR650 comes standard with a single 300mm front disc and a 240mm rear disc, with optional ABS depending on the variant. The braking setup is sufficient for most situations, not overly aggressive, but dependable. The ABS version is particularly useful on slick or wet surfaces, giving riders that extra bit of confidence. Now, design-wise, the KLR650 has always had a rugged, utilitarian look, and 2025 keeps that DNA alive while sharpening the edges a bit. The fairing and windscreen have been refined for better wind protection, and the bike still carries that iconic adventure styling. It's big, tall, and proud, built to look like it belongs on the farthest corners of a dusty map. New for 2025 are updated graphics and color options, including an all-new matte graphite finish and a military green tone that gives it that tactical, adventure-ready vibe. One of the big pluses of the KLR650 is its long-distance comfort. The upright seating position, wide handlebars, and spacious saddle make it a true mile muncher. The seat height is about 870mm, which may be a bit tall for shorter riders, but for most, it offers great visibility and control. The windscreen is moderately tall, and there's enough protection to reduce fatigue on longer rides. The fuel tank is a beast, 23 liters, giving you a range of well over 400 kilometers. depending on riding conditions. This alone makes the KLR one of the most capable bikes in its class when it comes to long-distance touring without frequent fuel stops. Instrumentation on the 2025 model remains relatively basic but functional. You get a digital LCD display with a speedometer, odometer, fuel gauge, trip meters, and a clock. No fancy TFT or Bluetooth connectivity here, and for many, that's just fine. Fewer electronics mean fewer things to go wrong when you're out in the middle of nowhere. Still, it might be a slight disappointment for riders used to more tech and modern motorcycles. Now let's talk about variants. The 2025 Kawasaki KLR650 comes in a few different trims at the standard, the ABS model, and the Adventure model. The Adventure version adds factory-fitted panniers, LED auxiliary lights, and DC and USB charging ports, all the little things that make a big difference when you're really going the distance. These additions add a lot of practicality without forcing you into the aftermarket accessory market right away. Speaking of price, the 2025 Kawasaki KLR650 starts at approximately $7,499 for the base model. The ABS variant comes in around $7,899, and the fully equipped Adventure model will run you about $8,199. That pricing positions it as one of the most affordable and capable adventure bikes in its class. It may not be flashy, but what it offers is unmatched reliability, ease of maintenance, and real-world usability. What makes the KLR650 stand out isn't what's new, it's what it has always been. This bike is for the realist, the rider who wants a simple, rugged machine that just works. No unnecessary frills, no complicated electronics, no excessive maintenance, just fuel it up and ride. For over 30 years, the KLR has been the bike you can count on. And in 2025, that hasn't changed. In fact, it might be better than ever. To wrap it up, the 2025 Kawasaki KLR650 is still the same loyal workhorse it's always been, now with better fuel delivery, modern emissions compliance, more comfort, and optional upgrades for serious adventurers. It won't win a drag race, but it'll probably outlive most other bikes in your garage. If your dream rides include crossing deserts, forest trails, city streets, and mountain passes all in one trip, then the KLR might just be your perfect companion. Thanks for watching Prince Bike Update. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and drop a comment below letting us know what you think of the 2025 KLR650. Until next time, keep riding, stay safe, and chase that next adventure.